Question number 35 on the writing and language portion of College Board's Test 5. It is not difficult to understand why a cash-strapped, understaffed publication might feel pressure to cut teams of investigative reporters. Their work is expensive and time-consuming. I bet a lot of you guys, you're looking between A, you're looking between B, and you're looking between D, and you're like, oh man, which one's which? Dash, colon, semicolon, comma. Realize one thing. So first of all, you can't put a comma here because notice their work is expensive and time consuming. That's an independent clause. You cannot separate two independent clauses with a comma. There has to be something else. And, but in this case, we just have blah, 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 independent clause, comma, their work is expensive. Can't do that. So maybe some of you guys are like, oh, I'm getting rid of C, I know that. But now you're down between A, B, and D. I want you to realize one thing. Realize the apostrophe S going on here in choices A and D. Understaffed publications might feel pressure to cut teams of investigative reporters, apostrophe S. Investigative reporters what? Investigative reporters budgets, jobs? Cut teams of investigative reporters, apostrophe S. There's no apostrophe S necessary for either D or A. Nothing's possessive in this case. Teams of the preposition of investigative reporters. But what is one way for us to separate two independent clauses? You can use a semicolon here. A colon. A colon for reporters, there's no apostrophe S, there's no possession. We're just talking pressure to cut what? Teams of investigative reporters. No possession, no apostrophe S. Reporters, colon. And now we're about to describe why it is not difficult to understand. Why? Their work is expensive and time consuming. That's why it makes sense to cut them. So the answer, number 35, is going to be B. It has something to do with the punctuation, but also realize it has a lot to do with the apostrophe S, which is just not necessary for A and D. The answer again in number 35 is going to be B.